KMC here. Today, I'm going to sit down and talk with my buddy, Joe Dietl. Joe is an actor, he's an artist, he's an entrepreneur, and he's just a wonderful human being. He is so much fun, and I hope that all of you enjoy the time I get to spend with him today and hear about what he's been doing and what's going to be going on in his life. Let's bring him in. There's my friend Joe Dietl.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you doing, honey?
I'm surviving here in COVID times.
You know what? Most of my chats have been here during COVID time, so I usually ask the same questions. Are you going crazy and all that kind of stuff? But you seem to be fine. So
you know what? I'm doing okay because I think I'm pretty lucky in the fact that I have an art studio and it's not at my house, so I get out of my house every day. I know people that literally haven't left the house in days unless they go to the store, maybe, you know.
That's me since March, but whatever, you know.
Yes, I know I'm lucky.
Things will come back. So hello to you. Cheers. And
I got to pop it.
I love the way that sounds. Very nice. So, Joe, you have been so busy. Since I've known you, I have seen you in the movies. I call them the movies, you know, in your videos, and I've seen you in an art studio, and I've seen you in public at events or whatnot. And but we've never had a chance to really just sit down and talk. So I'm really grateful for you taking time today, and I want everybody else to know a little bit more about Joe. If you don't, they may know more about you than me, but that's all right. So tell me, I want to know, where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Orange County, right near Knott's Berry Farm in a little city called La Palma. Grew up there. Didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, you know, in high school, all that stuff. Went to college, a little junior college there in Cyprus. And a couple years in, found acting and went, oh yeah, this is fun. I like this. So then I went and I got accepted to Circle in the Square Theater School in New York City, and I did the 2-year program there, and then moved back to LA and waited tables and auditioned. And
did it take that?
Yeah, it took a while to book my first thing. I think it was maybe 3 years after that. I booked my first commercial, and I had a nice career doing commercials mainly for probably 15 or 16 years.
Wow.
20 years, I'm not sure. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's how I really enjoyed it. It was fun. Done, you know, probably 100 commercials throughout the years, and it was really fun. I met Ben in LA, my husband Ben Zook, and
we love him. Ben is hysterical, and he's a very handsome young man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think so too.
He's a great,
funniest person I know. Every day he cracks me.
He is kind of a kook. I love him. I love him. He's got my life. That's what I always say. He's got my life.
Yeah. So we're gonna come up on 27 years together pretty soon.
That's a long time. Mark and I just celebrated 37. So.
Wow. Oh, you're winning. I got to destroy your relationship so that we could win someday.
If you can, go ahead. I mean, it's, you know, but after 37 years, you know, I love him to death, and that's just the way it's going to be till we die. But where'd you meet at?
So he was doing a production of the Real Life Brady Bunch, and he was playing Peter Brady, and they were touring all over the U.S. And then a bunch of them decided to stop doing the show and move to LA. And several of my friends that we were waiting tables together auditioned and got replacement roles in their cast. So then once they came to LA, we all started hanging out together. And I came out very late. I was 28 when I came out.
Oh.
And he was the first person I dated more than like one date. And a mutual friend set us up. You know, Jill Soloway, who she's now Joey Soloway, and she created Transparent. And
okay.
Yeah, she's really she's amazing. Anyway, she was the director of the Real Life Brady Bunch, and she was like, Ben wants to go on a date with you. And she told Ben, oh, Joe wants to go on a date with you. And so she kind of set us up.
And was it just like love at first sight? I mean, really? Or?
It was like, it was, I kind of was like, I think that, I think this is the guy I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. Like I kind of knew, kind of heard a little voice say that, and I never heard a voice before. That's kind of weird to say, but like, yeah, I kind of knew. And I held out for 3 dates before sleeping with them because I'd learned that's what you do. If you really
gay
like
world, that's like forever. That is forever.
So yeah, and then been together in December. It'll be 27 years.
So when did you guys migrate to Palm Springs? Now you grew up in California, you said already. So had you already known about Palm Springs, or had you been to Palm Springs?
You know what? I've been out here. I joined the gay softball league before I met Ben, and I actually been out here with that league. You know, it's interesting. We came out here for a softball tournament in January, and Ben and I were together for 1 month at that point, and he stayed at my place. And apparently, he called me a hoarder. I was not a hoarder. I might not have been the neatest person in the world, but he completely cleaned my apartment while I was gone on this thing. The night I came back from that was the Northridge earthquake in '94, and everything came off the walls and destroyed.
Oh, I bet he was upset.
Yeah, he's like, I cleaned it all.
Oh. Well, you see, so you found each other, and that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, it is, and I'm so grateful. I mean, he's just, you know, if you're gonna spend your life with someone, spending it with someone that entertains you, like you just have fun all the time. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm looking for that still. So here then in Palm Springs, what were you doing for work when you got here?
Okay, so we moved here 3 years ago.
No, it's been 3 years. I think I've known you then the entire time you've been here.
Yeah, we came out just before Labor Day. Just before September of 17, yeah. And you know what happened? We sold our house in LA, and we had a little bit of a nest egg, and we thought we can rent, and go through our savings, or move out to Palm Springs a little earlier. We were planning on moving out in 8 or 10 years. We loved it out here. We'd been visiting a bunch, but we thought, let's go give it a try and see if we even like it. So yes, we moved out here 3 years ago, and we were still shooting the show. We shot one more season of Where the Bears Are, the final season, season 7 out here. So we were still working on that, and I'm still going back and forth for auditions and stuff like that. But that same year, I decided to focus on painting, because I really
Daisy.
That's Daisy. That's my little foster dog right there, Daisy.
Oh, Daisy.
And apparently she hears your voice and wants to say, "Hey, I'm here."
I'll shut up now. Go ahead.
I've been painting since about 2010. And it's something I've always wanted to do all my life. And my mom was a really good painter. And it's just, I never spent the energy or focused on it. And I'm really regretting that I didn't start earlier. But a friend of mine had a studio just right next door. And this studio became available. And he ended up renting it. And he got 3 of us artists to share it. And now this next studio came available. And 2 of the artists went over there. And I took over this space. And I've been doing it now full time, and I'm so happy. I said to myself, if I could do any job in the world, what would I want to do? Because acting was fun, but I'm tired of waiting for an audition, then stressing over it, and then hoping they choose you, and then please let me do something. It's like there's not a whole lot you can do other than take class and try to get seen or whatever. A lot of it's out of your hands, and then with painting, do whatever you want, wherever you want.
It's up to you.
It's literally, yeah.
Literally, yeah.
So I was like, I can live in Spain and paint, or I don't have to be here. So
that was in 2010.
2010, I started painting. I did my first painting.
You hadn't done it before. You had not.
No.
Well, I've seen your stuff. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's so. You are now selling all your stuff. You have a gallery. Am I correct?
I have a gallery here on Sunny Dunes, sort of over by the Lowe's if you're in Palm Springs. But yeah, so I have my fine art. I have a gallery space in the front here now, and my studio's split off into a back part for my studio, and then the front space I turned it into a gallery because I was represented downtown by Brian Markey Gallery.
Correct.
And
I saw that.
love him, but all the galleries closed due to the pandemic. So I thought, you know what? I have the space up front. Turn that into a gallery, so I could do by appointment only. And then if I built up a serious work, I could have a show here too.
Sure.
And,
so are you currently open? Like if someone wanted to come in and do your stuff, they just arrange that with you. You're just not open. I mean, right? I mean,
no, I don't have like business hours, and it's just whenever I'm here. And I think just if someone was to contact me through my website, dietlart.com, then I could set up a private tour, and then we could wear masks and socially distance inside and all that stuff. So I'm completely open for that if anybody's interested in town.
So when you started the painting, what was your first one?
Well, in LA, I'd been taking classes in it's called plein air painting, and that's where you go somewhere outdoors, and in the series of a few hours, you paint what you see. And I really enjoyed that. But then moving to the desert, and I work in acrylic paint, dries really quick. So the idea of standing out there and trying to paint, it's all going to dry up, and it's too hot. And so when I moved in here, and Tim Gleason, who's the artist that had the space originally, he got this space with 3 others like David Marvel and Jody Levinson. We became this group called Headquarters. And he was going to have a show at Brian Markey, and he goes, "Hey, can we have a group show instead?" And Brian was like, "Yeah, that would be great." So Brian came in and he looked at all of our work, and I'd already known him. I'd already been out here a couple of years for IBC and been in their Bear art show, and he'd come by and been really nice. So what he said about the people out here, which really changed my style, and it was like the best advice, is he said, people have these huge homes here, and they want to be swimming in their pool and look through the window and see their art. So they want like big, bright art, big, impactful. So that was really freeing for me too, because like painting like this for hours and hours and hours is not super fun, but like going like this and splattering it and do, way more fun, right? So I was like, if I could paint any style I want to do, why don't I do big palette knives? And I really do kind of impressionistic style, and it's really fun. And a lot of movement and a lot of texture and
it's big.
Bright colors. I'm big, yeah.
So you did a mural outside of Bit of Country.
So
how long has that been?
So that I did a year and a half ago, and then about a half a year, about right around the pandemic starting, I did the other side of the wall. But it's been a restaurant that I've been going to for years. And I'd seen it been painted over white for a while. And I said, you know what, I should ask them if I can do it. So we were eating lunch one day, and I asked the guy, the waiter, I was like, hey, who would I talk to about getting to do a mural for you guys? And he's like, me. And he goes, can I see your work? So Ben's like, pull out your phone. I showed him some stuff. He walked into the owner, came back and goes, yeah, we like your stuff. You can do it. And then I was like, okay. And then, they basically I said, you know what, it's going to cost me in supplies $500 or $600 to do. So why don't we just do that as the payment for this? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to pay me the full amount I'd get paid to do normal painting, but this is like a billboard for me. It's free advertising, so definitely helps me out. It helps you out. So they loved it. So then they give me it in food. So I got paid in food and
Hey,
meals.
I'll take it where I can get it.
But because of it, I just did another mural for a couple in Palm Springs. They had a condo, and in their back, it was like really high walled in this little outdoor area. So because of that mural, I got that mural and paid very well. So that was
You're
nice.
a mural artist too. This is like, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. And everybody go and see his stuff. Look him up right there. It's at Dietl.com. Is that right, Joe? Oh,
DietlArt.com.
I see it's behind you. So I can,
Oh,
there, yeah.
Dietl
We'll
Art.
make sure. We'll actually put it up on the screen here when this airs,
Yeah.
so people know where to go.
You know what's crazy is Dietl.com, my last name, is actually a fine art shipping company.
Oh.
Ships all over the world, comes in, but like how random is that?
Well, better that than a porn site. I mean,
Yeah, I guess so.
speaking of the porn site, you guys, you guys are the creators of Where the Bears Are,
Where the Bears Are.
and was that a just a video series that was online?
So so it was with my husband Ben and then Rick Kopp, the three of us, and it started out. It's a web series.
Web series.
But it cuts together as a movie. It's one continuous story that we tell over like 20 episodes. And then at the end of it, we would edit it all together as a movie and then sell it as a DVD. And
Yes.
it's on iTunes and Amazon and Google Play and Vimeo, all that stuff. So we have 7 years of it, 7 seasons of Where the Bears Are.
Well, they're short little segments. Am I right? Are they like?
Well, no.
Now it's a big movie, right? I mean,
now it's a big movie. But originally they were like 6 or 7 minute.
Yeah, I remember seeing those maybe when it first started, and they were cute, they were fun, and then all of a sudden, then you guys are having this premiere over at the Camelot. And my friends are in it, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what was great is Rick Kopp actually came up with the idea of making a murder mystery. So each episode there was sort of a cliffhanger that like would lead you to the next clue, and then we'd have to go to that, and it's about these roommates always discovering a murder and having to figure out who the killer is before they get killed. And but yeah, it worked out really well. We did a screening of season 6 out here in Palm Springs, and we before the screening, we shot the audience. We go, we're going to put you all in because we're going to be doing in season 7 a big Mr. Bear America contest, and we want reactions. And we could never pay to have this many people sit in an audience and react. So we shot all the reactions then, and then the next season we put them all in, and it was really fun.
Well, that's great. So why Where the Bears Are? Where did that come from? Like what?
So we were here with Rick Kopp has lived here for 7 or 8 or 9 years, and he had a condo out here. And Rick, I don't know if you know this, is a very talented writer. He's written a bunch of mystery novels. And I was trying to get financing and direct one of his novels, The Actor's Guide to Murder, and just could never find financing. It was never happening. And then Ben sold a script to Sony with Adam Sandler attached called Jack and Jill, where he played twins, the boy and the girl, and got a huge payday. So that kind of changed our lives in a great way. And we thought, hey, let's just buy a camera and some lights and sound and just do something that no one could say no to. So at first, we were like, if you're in the scene, I'll shoot it. And if I'm in the scene, you shoot. Like that never worked. But we were in Rick's jacuzzi, and he kind of came up with the idea. And I was originally just going to direct. And Ben's like, no, Joe, you do dumb really well. And we thought we were doing like the Golden Girls, solve mystery, but as bears. So they made me the Big Dumb Rose kind of character. And then Rick came up with the title because Where the Boys Are. So he came up with Where the Bears Are. And we got super drunk that night, and we were just thinking everything out of our mouth was hysterical, and we were recording it onto our iPhones. And we went down to Quads, and we walked in, and they were playing Where the Boys Are. Right when we walked in, we were like, oh, it's an omen, it's a good thing. And and then it just really took off. I feel like we did this thing that was so niche with not just being gay, but being bear. And no one had really done that yet. And it was this underserved audience that really embraced us.
Yeah.
And Facebook was really taking off at the time, and we were able to hit bears and bear groups and stuff. And then another thing that we did really well was I did subtitles. So I did English subtitles, and I looked for on Facebook, anybody want to translate for us? And people from all over the world did it. So we got it translated in like 12 languages.
Oh my God.
So that really opened up our audience too, and really helped.
Well, now, have you always been part of the bear community?
You know what? I did not know what bear was before I met Ben, and I feel like it was just sort of starting in the early '90s. And after we met him, there's a bar in LA called the Fault Line, and we started going to that and realizing this whole bear community.
Yeah. Well, it's a different feel. I mean, I've enjoyed it through the years. Your series there was hysterical on a lot of levels.
Thank you.
For bears themselves, and some of the characters are true to form, and and it's fun. I will say, then knowing you and then going back and watching them, hysterical. I mean,
thank you. Well, what we try to do is just create a bear world where you're not necessarily saying the word bear and grr and stuff like that all the time, and that these characters are just, they're bears, but that's just a fact. And then they also very sex positive. Like everybody just wants to get laid on the show. They want to solve murders and get laid. So.
And it's not like you're actually having the sex there, but you've got some kind of racy ones. I love it.
Well, it's fun. The first season, especially, every season we try to put in eye candy. And the first season we were shooting and editing and putting it out all at the same time. I mean, we've kind of pre-shot most of it, but we cast Ian Parks as Hot Toddy and Chad Sanders as Detective Winters. And we were like, well, we got to get them in their underwear. Like, they're the ones we're going to want to see their butt or see them underwear, whatever. And through the show, it kept getting like, when are you guys taking your shirt off? When are we going to see your ass? Like the stuff. And we thought, what? It didn't even enter our mind. And then,
come on, how could it not?
Yeah. But then we're like, of course. So you'll see from season 2 on, we're like, we all have to get there.
It's done tastefully and with great comedic flair that it's like, well, it's laughable. I mean, it's laughable, and it's
not realistic sex. It's like they're standing there and they're just like la 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 la.
Well, that is the bear community, but that's another story. People who don't understand what the bear community is, I'm going to ask you to go to your interweb and see what you can do to find out about that. Be careful when you Google it. So, but the fun part about that, I liked it because it was lighthearted, and it pokes fun, and it just shows some joy. Now, I recently discovered this other series that you and Ben have. Did you both create that? Or is
this is all Ben.
Okay, he's a kook, and I love you, Ben. I love you. He is hysterical, and you are the perfect. It's great. And that series is called This Darn Corona?
That Darn COVID.
That Darn Corona.
That Darn Corona. Yeah, that's it. That Darn
Corona. And so tell me when that started. Did it start just?
So last year, Ben started doing Patreon, YouTube channel and Patreon page, because we'd finished our show. I'd moved on to painting. Rick's writing his novels, and Ben loved to act and create. So he's like, I'm just going to do my own thing. So we're like, great. So he started doing a bunch of characters, putting them up on YouTube. And then he's got a Patreon page now where you can support him and pay $5 a month and help him create his videos and get private content and stuff. But I'm basically captive. I'm the only other person in the house. Well, his sister Linda's living with us right now. But basically, I'm there. I'm the only other person that could act opposite him right now. And so he's like, I wrote a scene, you're in it. So, he's in charge of all of it. The brilliant thing about That Darn Corona is the laugh track. I mean, that's what does.
Oh, it's so funny.
it's ridiculous.
Because it's so
And
not funny, it's funny. And when I say not funny, I mean it's like it's not usually the reaction that is with the intensity that the audience. It's hysterical.
yeah, it's really lame jokes, and then hold for laugh.
It's
And that's it too. When we film it, we just got to sit there and
yeah, I mean,
mug.
you're not hearing that at all. So
Nothing. Yeah.
that's good acting. And does Ben write the whole thing?
Ben writes everything. He does all of it. So literally, I'm 5 minutes before, like, what's my line? Sometimes he's like, I'll just say your lines, and then you parrot them back to me. Like,
That's good. I'll
but
take that.
he's so talented. He creates it all. He does all the work. He edits it. He puts in the laughter. He's yeah. I'm just captive, and he uses me.
So with both of these, I'm going to call them series, as you would. You play the same character in all. You are a threat.
Yeah, we're a married couple
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just life during Corona, and I'll just talking about these horrible things, and like it's basically the end of the world, but we just laugh about it.
Hysterical. And so how do people get to that series? Where
So that series, I think on YouTube it's Ben Zook channel.
I'll look it up and I'll make sure we get it out there because I want people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's got a Patreon, Ben Zook Premium. I
So
think.
you do this all on your own dime. This is what you guys are doing while you're home.
Yeah. Well, we already had the equipment from shooting the show, and it's sitting there. And then so he put a green screen up in our living room, and so he's got a studio right there, and he could shoot all of his stuff. And I love that he's got this thing that he can focus on and gives him joy. And I got this other thing I could do on my own. And, it's nice that, doing the show together is wonderful also, but there's some stress at times, having to get all the stuff coordinated. I mean, the thing is our show was very low budget, and we did a Kickstarter each year, which was amazing to raise the money to shoot it.
Right.
And I'm really proud that we were able to do that, but it's still, we were craft service, and we were the catering, and we were just everything, costumes and makeup and hair. Like we had to just do it all.
Well, it's a passion of the both of you. I mean, and the creative talent and the collaboration on that. Really, you guys, I'm very envious of it. I would love to stop by as a neighbor or something, and
you would be perfect.
So I would just be like, I'm Ethel Mertz. I'm just gonna see what Lucy and Ricky are. But it's hysterical, and good luck with that. And I hope people can tune into that. It's annoyingly hysterical, is what I like to say, because it's just so funny. And I laugh as loud as the laugh track goes. I think it's great. So do you shoot him? Do you shoot his stuff?
Yeah. So I shoot him. He shoots me, and then sometimes we'll do a wide shot. But yeah, it's pretty much he shoots. Yeah, we shoot each other.
That's the name of the first episode. But no, that's.
I love the fifth. We did 5 episodes so far. I love the 5th one where he's all different wigs. It was really funny.
He's a lunatic. I love him. Ben, love you. So with all of this now, what's in the future? What's in the future? You said Where the Bears. That's done. That's a done series.
It's done, but we all love doing it. I think we just needed a break.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe 5 years from now or something. I'm sure we'll do another one. Ben and Rick, they do all the writing. I do the directing. They're talking about a new bear movie, but not Where the Bears Are. So they're talking about writing that because I don't think we're gonna be able to shoot anything for a year or two. So why not have a script ready to go if and when?
Absolutely.
So I think that's one of their goals. Yeah, so that's that. And then me, I really am loving painting, and I want to get great at it. I also do these. I'm working on this one right now, a little like pet paintings. So doing that on the side, but I do my fine art, and then I do these Joe's pet paintings also.
So that's what your day is like now. Going, I mean, this is what you've been doing.
Yeah. So yeah, come to the studio every day, and then I usually get like 1 or 2 of these, maybe 1 a week, something like that. And then I'm working on a big commission piece right now of what is it? It's Lake Merritt pergola for these guys. They wanted this triptych. Let me show you. It's just
Ah,
kind of see it.
oh, that's huge.
But yeah, so it needs a lot of work still, but that's the next thing I got to finish. And then I got another commission lined up right after that. So I'm actually, surprisingly, during the pandemic, actually have some work, which is really
Great. So what are you doing then? What do you do for just like to relax? What do you do? What's your go-to?
I've watched so much Netflix, TV, and just oh my god, I just
I hear that.
binging so much shows, but trying to get out of the house or do something. We've been going up to Idlewild a lot for taking a picnic lunch and just for especially the temperature change and just a little bit of different environment.
So do you guys have a place up there, or do you just rent something when you're up there?
We don't even stay the day. We just drive up,
go up. Yeah.
have lunch, walk around a little bit, and come back.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we've been up there. It's nice and cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. And we love when the weather, it's going to start getting great for the next 8 months. It will be amazing here, which I love. And then we love go out and picnic lunch somewhere, and and just get out.
Yeah, I miss anything. We no events. We don't see anybody we don't go out to eat. We're not doing any of that kind of stuff yet. We do a lot of takeout, and I miss going to the movies. I miss going to theater. I just go to the grocery store.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. And does your husband? He's working from home too.
Yeah, Mark works from home. His business is run out of the house. So his business has taken a backseat too. A lot of his work was event driven in Palm Springs. And all of that is just like not happening. But he still has other clients that he works with, and he is still working. He is still working, okay. And this is the first time the two of us have been 24/7, in 27 years.
How are you guys? How are you holding up with that?
It's okay. It's he stays upstairs and I stay in the downstairs, and we meet together in the evening for dinner, and we with the dogs we then watch about 4 hours of television. It's like Netflix Central. And
do you have Hulu?
Yeah.
Did you watch The Great yet with Elle Fanning?
No. Good.
About Catherine the Great. We just finished that. There's 10 episodes, and oh my god, so funny. And
funny. Good.
Yeah, it says it's an occasionally true story about Catherine the Great. Catherine the Great? Yeah. Yes.
Well, I take anyone's suggestions because we're captive, we don't and we trade off. We each get our pick. And you can't say no. Which I've wanted to. But that's the
relationship. And
he pushes he pushes me to places I wouldn't normally go. He's big into the superhero stuff. He likes animation, and I'm not saying I don't, but if I'm going to invest some time, first thing he looks at whenever it's my stuff, he goes, "There's no nudity. There's no this." I said, just enjoy. And during it, he'll be just like, "Your kind of comedy, stupid," and he likes to call out all the plot flaws and stuff like that. But like you said, it's the relationship, and there's the give and take, and he has allowed me to watch things that I probably wouldn't have pushed myself to watch. I am very like vanilla when it comes to, I just like happy things, but we've been watching some really intense documentaries or series, and but that part is fun too. Again, like I said, it pushes me. But do you guys favor the fun stuff, or are you?
Yeah, I think we like comedy and stuff the best. I watch a little bit of everything. I watch a lot darker things. Ben doesn't like I don't like glorifying a serial killer or something like that, and I'm like I love that stuff.
Yeah, we've been watching that kind of stuff. Mark likes and I'm like, oh, and get me to that last episode where it all wraps up.
Yes, but I can't wait to the I keep trying to think of what is post-pandemic life like, and is it how it was, or is it it would be a slow, gradual thing. Some people are starting to get a vaccine. There's, it's like you still have to be super careful. You're really not going to go to a bar yet. Like, how long after vaccines start? We just heard something from Dr. Fauci that, like, even after the vaccines start, it's going to be another year before everybody gets the vaccine.
Right.
And what percentage is it successful? Like, he would be happy if it was 70. If we got 85 or 90% successful vaccine, that would be amazing. But he's like, even if we had 70%, that would be good. So I don't know. It's weird. I feel like we're in this for the long run, and it's sad. I mourn the loss of the freedoms that we had with just going to a bar and partying with a huge group of people and dancing and like
it's paralyzing to the country, of course, or to the world. We went through something like that, with the AIDS crisis. It slowed the community down in so many ways and behaviors, obviously.
Yeah.
And now we have this, still on top of that, where you're being very careful. And here you have to be careful just, covering your face when you just are going to the gas station or the grocery store. So.
Yeah, and I think that we've started to do this, and it's I'm sure you probably have too, or we're going to in the next year. But like, you got to find people that are like you, that are equally being as cautious, that you can maybe invite to your house for dinner, and you stay a little further away. And like, we're definitely doing that. We've probably got 5 people that we know of that we've sort of done that with separately, and I think that's sort of the next step.
It gives you that a little bit of like, I remember what this feels like.
Yeah.
We moved right before the pandemic hit. We moved in January of this year, January 1st. And so we got into this beautiful new house and have not been able to have any kind of like people over. And we did do a little housewarming party, but like I wanted this house so I could have dinner parties and stuff like that. Haven't been able to do that. So.
Well, we're hoping for the invite as soon as this is over.
Oh, absolutely. Who does the cooking in your house?
Ben does a lot of it. Ben does all the shopping. I'm a much better cook. I have finesse when it comes to cooking, where Ben is like, turn the burner on high, go. But I don't complain because he also is a good cook.
Yeah. My husband does none of it, but eat it. So that's.
So it's all you.
But he loves leftovers, and I'm not a big leftover guy. For dinner, I'm not a big leftover guy.
I'm okay with it.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah.
But but Mark just takes whatever's in the fridge, puts it in a bowl, heats it up. He's got a big veggie bowl or bless his heart. I'm not that creative.
Have you noticed yourself, like this definitely happened to me, get into baking during this pandemic?
Oh, yeah. Mark told me to stop because he's like, I'm getting a tummy. Stop. I said, well, so what I'm doing now is I'm baking and I'm delivering it, neighbors or.
Oh, that's great.
People who will, but I'm freezing a lot of it too, but I have to do it every week. Like I'll probably do some today. And he told me he's not eating it. I said, then don't. It's here. I'll put it in the freezer because,
I agree.
Yeah.
I love it. I love baking.
Yeah. Baking's a real art because it's very specific. You got to do the right things when baking. And with cooking, it's a potpourri of fun.
Yeah.
So, well, that's great. Well, honey, thank you for spending some time today. And tell me again where people can go and find more about what's going on with you right now, meaning your art, and they want to see it. That's the one you got up there?
Yeah, so my last name is Dietl, Dietl.art.com, also joespetpaintings.com. If you want to pop art pet painting, that's an easier price tag than my my fine art.
Well, that's how do they do? How would someone do their pet? They send you a picture and you go.
Well, send me that, and then I might.
Oh wow, that's and that's what, $7,000?
$275.
Hey, that's beautiful. Hey, it's an original art piece.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that's fun. And then if you want to see Ben's stuff, Ben Zook channel
His
on
stuff.
YouTube.
Oh, his stuff. Is that like a fan page or whatever they call these things these days? I don't
I
know.
don't know. Yeah, just for fans page, not
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Uh,
we joke, but that we would have a just for fan page, like we only have one.
that would be me. That would be me. So no, I've enjoyed all the stuff that you do. I've enjoyed, and so I'm really honored that you are speaking with me today. And I wanted everyone else to know about it too. That's what I want people to do. So if you're out by Bit of Country, that's this guy's artwork. Now, does it going to stay up for? Do they?
Yeah, I think that I don't know if you know about the owner. A really cool, quick story about them. So the owner before this, he was 95, 96. He'd owned it for 50 years, and he had a couple sons, but no one wanted to run the business, and he didn't want them to just sell it and it to go away. So he gave the business to his employee Armando, who had worked there since he was 15 for 45 years. So Armando now runs it with his sons. Super sweet guy, and yeah, they're thrilled with it, and they're going to leave it up forever.
Oh, that's good.
And it's people go there and take pictures in front of it, do selfies
Yeah,
and stuff. And it's interesting. You can't paint a mural in Palm Springs without submitting to the city, and it's like a $1,500 application fee, and it's really hard to get the. But signage, you can put signage up, so it's signage.
it's not just art. It actually has their name on it. It's there. Oh, that's nice. Now I don't know that I've seen the other side.
So so when they flip the road so it can go two ways, the backside of it's done. So I did it like a year apart. They're like, hey, they changed the road. You want to do the other side? And I was like, okay, sure. So.
Oh, that's nice. For free?
No, they paid me on this one. So.
I'm just making sure. I don't know if we need to have a GoFundMe page for you to make sure that things are being done for you.
No, but again, like it's my name's on there. I have this thing. It's like a free billboard for me. So.
Joe, I'm so excited for you. I really am, and I've followed you, and I've been to the galleries, and I've seen your stuff, and I'm going to get some stuff.
Yeah,
I'm convinced this is a good thing. I want my pet. Can Mark be a pet? I don't know.
Get him in a collar and
well,
a leash.
Another show. That's one of your episodes. So promise me we'll get together when things are good.
I would love that. You're such a sweet guy, and thank you for including me in your show. I really appreciate it.
What am I doing? This is fun. I don't get paid for this. I'm not looking to be paid for it. I really do this so other people can see what my Palm Springs life is like, and who the people in my world are, and why I enjoy them so much. So that's my intent here. So.
It's a magical place, Palm Springs. Like I fell in love with it. I love our mountain. I just feel like we're in this little bubble, this little oasis that's just super gay and super fun. It is sweet, magical, everything. So
COVID can't take the gayness out of us. I don't care what they say. We're still gay. It's all right.
Very.
But thanks again, Joe, so much. Everyone, thanks for watching and listening to us. Everyone, see you next time. Bye, Jeff.